It is a land of majestic scenery and abundant resources, home to the greatest number of native species on Earth, and the cradle of some of the world's first civilizations. Asia, the largest continent among the Earth's 7, has also borne witness to some of the planet's earliest human activities. It is where many of the world's ancient civilizations got their start, from the Babylonians of the Fertile Crescent to the Indus River Valley civilization, source of today's South Asian cultures, and of course, China. Many of the world's great religions also find their origins in this vast landmass, from Buddhism and Islam to Hinduism and Christianity. Today, Asia is home to over 4 billion people. Asians, during their 2 million years of habitation on this land, have made great contributions to the knowledge of mankind in the fields of economies, science, and art. Asia was the center of trade before the First Industrial Revolution. Persian, Turkish, Arab, and Chinese merchants plied the ancient Silk Road for centuries before the first batch of Western goods arrived on ships. Today, the trade volume of Asian countries takes nearly 40% of the world's total. In the science realm, the ancient Sumerians invented the oldest known form of writing, cuneiform script. The Babylonians compiled the Code of Hammurabi, one of the earliest and most complete written legal codes. Indians invented numbers, which were later brought to Europe by Arab merchants. China invented the compass, gunpowder, paper, and printing. Asia has given rise to nearly 1,000 indigenous ethnic groups who have created various art forms that have found worldwide acclaim. Music, dancing, painting, sculpture, and poems. The Asian arts are a crucial component in the precious tapestry of human culture. The name Asia began as a variation of the ancient Phoenician word Asu, meaning the land of sunrise. Today, with some of the world's most dynamic economies and vibrant cultures, Asia continues to harbor opportunities and hope for all its people.
Hello and welcome to our special coverage of the opening gala of the Conference on Dialogue of Asian Civilizations, the Asian Culture Carnival. I'm Julian Wagen in Beijing.
And I'm Li Dongning. The conference held from May the 15th through the 22nd has brought together altogether 47 countries from across Asia.
That's right, Dongning. This is the first edition of the conference. And I'm sure there will be a lot of familiar faces and new friends joining discussions on ways to really come together as a collective and to reinvigorate our civilizations.
Indeed, and the gala tonight will no doubt be a very dazzling event to remember.
Absolutely. And then there will be a lot of, it'll showcase the unique sensibilities of this community with more than 8,000 performers taking to the stage at the National Stadium, also known as the Bird Nest.
Talking about the Bird's Nest, I think people all around the world may remember it as the site of the opening ceremony of the 2008 Olympic Games in Beijing.
Absolutely. And 11 years later, history is in the making again at the National Stadium. An Olympian spirit of competition has turned into one of cooperation.
Indeed, Julian, the performers from across Asia will be joining hands on stage in about 30 minutes from now. Meanwhile, state leaders who will be in attendance tonight are probably finishing their state banquets as we speak.
And we know food is, of course, a big part of Asian culture, and as do our song and dance. We'll have much to talk about food, arts, and what marks Asian spirits throughout our coverage of the gala tonight. You can also check our special coverage out on your favorite special media platform, including Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Weibo, and CGTN app.
Indeed. And so for the latest updates at the National Stadium, where the gala is going to take place very shortly, our reporter Cui Hui-ao has spoken about what he has seen so far.
So I'm right now at the Beijing National Stadium, also affectionately known as the Bird's Nest. It is the main venue of the 2008 Beijing Summer Olympics. And since then, the beautiful stadium has hosted numerous concerts, gigs, and festivals. But nothing like what we are about to see tonight, in fact, in less than an hour, which is the Asian Culture Carnival. As you can see, this venue is going to gather around 30,000 people from home and abroad to celebrate culture beyond China and Asia, but the whole world. Let's take a close look at the central stage behind me. As you can see, it has a shape of a flower with 6 petals, each with 3 screens on top of each other. They, together with the giant 3D screen in the back, are going to display some of the coolest light effects I've ever witnessed. So it is going to present a sensational experience of music, sound, and lighting for audience. The 1.5-hour gala is put together by the China Media Group, and it's called a carnival for a reason because it is trying to present all cultures possible, from Chinese Peking opera to Indian drumming, from Armenian folk dance to performances brought by DPRK artists. And even the Russian ballet, it really shows that art is without borders. And my personal favorite, Italian singer Andrew Bocelli and Jackie Chan, the Kung Fu star, are both going to bring their specialties to the stage. So much is going to happen on the stage behind me. And again, this echoes the theme of this year's conference, which is to build a shared future. And this cluster of cultural performances is going to create an immersive and eye-opening experience for all people here.
And while we're waiting for this much anticipated event to kick off, earlier our correspondent Wu Guoxiu went to the backstage in the National Stadium for a sneak peek.
All right, this is the side passage to the stage, and a lot of performers will gather here first and then to the stage, which is just right there. Behind me you see a lot of performers, some of them very young, because the theme of this carnival is the celebration of youth and the dream of Asia. Of course, this carnival will be given performances by performers from China, from Asia, and even from the world. Of course, there are a lot of celebrities. And talking about celebrities, we have one honorable guest, which is a very popular figure here beside me. This is a famous pianist, Mr. Long Long. And say hi to our audience. Okay. Welcome to our show. We were just wondering what will we play in this carnival?
Yeah, so I will play the opening. And there's a really nice song. It's almost like As Asians We're Together. I think that's the title of the song. And they will raise up the piano like 5 meters high. So I actually get a best view of the house because I'm going to start playing. And then I will see such an incredible view of many orchestras. And also with every nations coming in into the stadium with their national flags. It's really cool. And then I also like the music. It's kind of like with a lot of folk music and from different part of Asia. And it's very tasteful. It's very tasteful music. And this is actually my 5th time playing in the Bird Nest. And this stage is going to be the biggest stage. Can you imagine? Half of the stadium will be this gigantic stage. Oh my God, I never seen such a big stage in my life.
Very excited, Lang Lang there, indeed. The biggest venue, that he's right there. And Julian, we have a lot of celebrities in Asia are participating in this event, and one of our own CGTN anchors, Zhu Xiaojun, is also among the hosts tonight in the Business Gala as well. So apart from the Asian performers, the carnival also attracted some people from Africa. So let's go and check out more.
The carnival takes over 6 months to prepare and 1 month to rehearse, inviting artists from different Asian countries to participate. one percussion music show is performed by drummers from China, Japan, and South Korea.
Using different kind of drums, Japanese drum, Chinese drum, and Korean drums. So they're slightly different, but their bass is really similar. So playing through the same pieces, we could just make a communication, and that's really new kind of experience for us also, and it's very exciting.
The rehearsal of a show by Henan Tago Martial Arts School attracted dancers from Azerbaijan who started to learn Chinese Kung Fu with the Chinese performers. The carnival not only gathers Asian performers, but also some from Africa.
我们很高兴，因为我们知道这个活动对中国人来说很。
We are very happy as we know the event is very important for China. We can be together with people from different countries and make many Chinese friends. We also learn about some Asian cultures, which are different in different countries.
More than 10,000 singers from home and abroad will perform the theme song at the event.
这演艺活动呢，这不是像一般的演出。
This is not just an ordinary performance. This is a carnival. A carnival means the audience and the performers have interactions, and the atmosphere is more lively and joyful. It welcomes friends from different countries to have some fun together with us.
The carnival is set to begin on the evening of May 15th at Beijing's National Stadium. Organizers built a stage of 15,000 square meters, the biggest in the history of the stadium. Meanwhile, virtual technology is also applied, providing advanced virtual entertainment. Wang Qiao, CGTN.
Well, we just heard the theme song, the catchy theme song from the conference. And when it comes to conferences such as this, as big as this, there is no shortage of song and dance. And Italian singer Andrea Bocelli has conquered the heart of music lovers all over the world with his charming voice. In just a little while, he will perform one of the best-known tenor arias, Nessun Dorma, during the opening ceremony of the Culture Carnival. Earlier, he shared with us his views on the event and the importance of cultural exchange.
Nessun Dorma is one of the most important and well-known arias in the world. I have performed the song several times in China. Chinese audiences were all very enthusiastic about this song. This time is quite different, as this Asian Cultural Carnival is quite a high-standard event. It is the first time for me to join such a big event. Chinese music is a very important part of the world music, and Chinese people have a deep love for music. Music is a universal language that can promote mutual understanding between people of different cultures, and mutual understanding is the basis for peace, stability, and harmony.
And welcome back to our live coverage of the Asian Culture Carnival on the occasion of the Conference on Dialogue of Asian Civilizations.
Right, we've been talking about the gala performance this evening at the Bird's Nest. Actually, this is only the part of the whole conference. The conference has already kicked off this morning. And President Xi Jinping has already addressed this event, attended by 2,000 officials and representatives from 47 Asian countries. In his speech, he emphasized the urgency of further promoting exchanges and mutual understanding among different civilizations. CGTN's reporter Zhou Yun tells us more about that.
Building community with a shared future through enhancing exchanges and mutual learning among Asian civilizations. Delivering a keynote speech at the opening ceremony, Chinese President Xi Jinping said that human civilizations have become richer and more colorful through exchanges and mutual learning. President Xi emphasized that different civilizations are equally rewarding and the relations between them in the modern world should be addressed in a peaceful and friendly approach. And he said there should be no clash of civilizations as long as people are able to appreciate the beauty of them all.
文明只有姹紫嫣红之别，但绝无高低优劣之分。
There are only different cultures, no superior or inferior ones. Those who think their races or cultures are better and try to change or replace other cultures are wrong in their mindsets and are doomed to fail.
Evolving for thousands of years, Asian civilization has deep roots in the lands and has been enriched by other civilizations through communications. President Xi put forward 4 proposals, including treating each other with mutual respect and equality, creating fertile ground for all cultures to bloom, keeping an open mind to foreign cultures, and innovating to catch up with the change of times. He also said the development of Chinese culture is a good example of open communication between different peoples.
中华文明是亚洲文明的重要组成部分。
The Chinese culture is a vital component of Asian civilizations. It has been developing with the principles of inheriting tradition, innovation, and inclusiveness. The Chinese people have always embraced the philosophy of befriending our neighbors and being at peace with all foreign nations.
President Xi emphasized that today's China is not just China's China. It is also Asia's China and the world's China. China in the future will embrace the world and contribute with open mind and dynamic culture. Living in a diverse and multilateral world, many people say that various systems and cultures can and should coexist. Different as we might be, an open attitude and enhanced communication mechanism will offer us a more dynamic path to embrace diversity and building a community of shared future for mankind. So, CGTN, Beijing.
Well, Dong, I really love what President Xi said, that there are no inferior or superior cultures, because in life is cyclic.
Yeah.
So sometimes you hit the peaks and sometimes you hit the lows, the troves. But that's okay, because the troves is a time of growth.
Exactly. That's very philosophical indeed.
So we have to appreciate and respect all civilizations and cultures. Now, officials and representatives at the event all had different impressions to Xi's speech. Let's hear what they had to say.
Oh, I was really impressed and happy to see a call for mutual understanding and exchange between civilizations. For us, the concept is rapprochement of cultures. Is the ability to reach out with respect, tolerance, and respecting individual differences, finding the dignity of each individual, each nation, but finding commonalities as well that allow us to collaborate and address some of the issues that we need to address collectively.
I think what impressed me most during President Xi's keynote speech, there are indeed 2 key points. One is, of course, the mention of so-called civilizational confidence, that the various very colorful Asian civilizations, they should have the self-confidence that they could continue to prosper in this modern world. But based on that, President Xi Jinping also mentioned, for example, the betterment of human life. So how to, on the one hand, preserve all these traditional civilizations of Asia, and number 2, how to transform them into betterment of our lives together. I think that is a main challenge for us all.
Talking about equal relationship dialogue, exchange between civilization. And I like his expression describing this theory about the clash of civilization, of being so stupid, because civilization learn from each other, built on the achievement of each other, and should share the same future.
All right, joining us in the studio is Professor Swaran Singh from Jawaharlal Nehru University in New Delhi, and also Victor Gao, a commentator of current affairs. Welcome to our special coverage, gentlemen. I'll start with you, Professor Singh. At today's opening ceremony, actually, during President Xi's speech, he mentioned that this conference provides a new platform for consultation and cultural exchanges. You are from India, China's biggest neighbor, and also one of the 4 ancient civilizations in the world. How do you understand his comment like that, the mutual learning between different civilizations?
I see it as a continuation of his other vision, which is Belt and Road Initiative, where President Xi has talked about physical and digital connect, and I think now the next stage of cultural connect of various societies. Second, I think very impressive point in the speech was how complex ideas could be presented in a very, very simple fashion. He talked about metabolism being important to keep our body strong, and therefore likewise civilizations have to be dynamic and to have to stay with the times to be able to contribute constantly for shared prosperity. He gave example of simple things like lots and lots of Chinese are traveling abroad and many foreigners are coming to China, which is automatically leading to this mutual exposure and appreciation, and he mentioned celebration of diversity. And I think in that sense that the whole understanding that President Xi Jinping is reflecting starting from 2014 actually. 2013 he had thought of Belt and Road Initiative. 2014 in Paris he had first spoken about dialogue of civilizations. So in that sense I think Asia has had a tradition, and we remember moderate President Khatami of Iran from 1997 to 2005 had raised the similar dialogue of civilizations theme at United Nations. But I think China being on the lead with a very, very ancient civilization by itself, a very large society, and I think enormous leverages at disposal of China. Should give hope that this new kickstart in that sense should sort of make the momentum much more kind of wider and deeper. And I think the point that we are moving from physical to digital to now cultural connectivity of civilizations is very appropriately in terms of time.
Right.
So I think the word dynamism is key here, but also what's important is the idea of diversity, because we are a collective of 47 countries, and I'm still trying to appreciate the fact that we are coming together for the first time as a collective of 47 countries, but not only as country states, but as cultures. And as cultures or civilizations, I think we're very different because we have so much in common in terms of our lineage, in terms of who we are, but also in terms of what's at stake. So do you think, Victor, that this will allow us to create and promote a very different kind of cultural exchange?
Well, yes, indeed. First of all, let's celebrate this gathering together of Asian cultures and civilizations, and also others from other parts of the world. And I think it is important to emphasize this connectivity of all the cultures and civilizations, especially in today's world where mankind is at a crossroad. Because while we celebrate the diversities of culture and civilizations, there are other forces which are probably stoking up conflicts of civilizations, or they want to exert extreme pressure upon other countries, try to impose their value systems on top of the others. And I think today's Asian civilization dialogue emphasizes the importance of diversity and getting together and also cooperating. And I think President Xi Jinping's emphasis on all cultures being equal and each can enrich the other is very important, because there are other voices in the world which believe they have the superior culture, they have the superior version of truth, and they want to impose those
superior
truths
civilization.
or civilizations on top of the others. And I think this gathering together, this gala tonight, really demonstrates that people of the world don't buy that version of the story. They want to celebrate their independence, their connectivity, as well as their diversity. And I think I'm so excited about all this dances and singing, for example, gathering together, because we truly celebrate mankind as a whole, because we are diversified, but we can also get connected.
I think President Xi Jinping used the word metabolism. That is a metaphor for the body as a whole. And I think that is a great metaphor because we are, as Asians or as great civilizations, we are a whole, we're a collective. And it is actually a symbiotic relationship between the cultures, amongst the cultures, and the different country states.
Yeah, and talking about the integrity of Asian culture, because it originates from the same source indeed. Professor Singh, Cambodian king Norodom Sihamoni once said that Khmer culture has been greatly influenced by the Indian religions of Buddhism and Hinduism as well. And this is also true of the Chinese culture. He also noted that Asian countries share many similarities and also expressed concern about the ethnic conflicts in the world. How do you interpret his comments?
I must say that first of all, it's very generous of Cambodian king to give credit to Chinese and Indian civilizations in terms of their own growth. But I think all of us understand Khmer, they have their own enormous, very, very potent history. They used to be the largest empire in the region at some stage, reaching as far as Yunnan and Myanmar. So they have their own very strong traditions and culture. Of course, given the fact that Indic and scenic, Chinese and Indian civilizations were physically much larger spaces, their influence perhaps reached out, and that is how you see the confluence of Chinese and Indian civilizations happened in a region which today we call Indochina. So that is where the two met. But very interesting that civilizations never contested. So this whole debate about clash of civilization is a political interpretation of cultures. And the father of Indian nation, Mahatma Gandhi, used to say politics bereft of religion and culture is like a death knell. So when cultures begin to define our politics, we will see a lot more harmony, lot more convergences. And I think I want to make a very quick point in the end. If you look at world civilizations, Chinese and Indian are perhaps the oldest example of enduring centuries of dialogue of civilizations. Indic and Scenic civilizations have dialogue for millenniums. And I think that is an example of how you can kind of merge into each other, learn from each other. And only when we got into territorialization of a nation state because of imperialism, that we started fighting about boundaries, which never existed for China and India before. We had very flexible frontiers. So this, in that sense, return from interstate to intersocietal relationships, I think is deterritorializing our understanding of who we are. And once we begin to look at ourselves as individuals, as man, which is, or woman, which is much more important and at center of our attention, that artificial disputes that we have been having for about roughly 300 years of nation state, I think will completely change. And that is what makes this initiative of connecting civilizations extremely important.
Indeed, the common identity, cultural identity especially, would help solve the regional conflict, will help integrity of the whole region. Indeed. All right, now it's time to go to the bird's nest where the Asian Culture Carnival is going to kick off in several seconds.
The conference has brought together 47 countries from across Asia. It includes an opening ceremony, sub-forums, and Asian Culture Carnival, which is happening tonight right now. and that's named for tonight's gala and an Asian Civilization Week.
And for the gala, you can also check it on your favorite social media platform, including Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Weibo, and CGTN app.
Themed celebration of youth, dream of Asia. The carnival tonight is one of the conference's highlights. Organizers have built a stage of 15,000 square meters, the biggest in the history of the stadium.
The venue, as we mentioned, is the place where the opening ceremony of the 2008 Beijing Olympics happened, and that event was remembered by all the people around the world.
Secretary General Xi Jinping and Madame Peng Liyuan, and also our foreign heads of states.
Please welcome His Excellency Xi Jinping, President of the People's Republic of China, and Madame Peng Liyuan, and leaders of participating countries and international organizations and their spouses.
今晚出席亚洲文明对话大会的贵宾，与广大观众一起，在中国北京国家体育场参加亚洲文化嘉年华，共享璀璨的亚洲文化之夜。
Here at the National Stadium in Beijing, our audience are joined by the distinguished guests attending the Conference on Dialogue of Asian Civilizations. The Asian Culture Carnival is about to raise its curtains for a celebration of our cultural splendor and brilliance.
"青春嘉年华，共圆亚洲梦"。现场及电视机前的观众朋友们，您现在收看的是由中国中央广播电视总台面向全球直播的亚洲文化嘉年华。
Celebration of youth and dream of Asia. Friends and viewers, you're watching the global live broadcast of the Asian Culture Carnival from the China Media Group.
现在，让我们一起倒计时。
Now, please join our countdown. 有请中共中央政治局委员、中央宣传部部长、
亚洲文明对话大会筹委会主任黄坤明主持开幕式。
Now, Mr. Huang Kunming, member of the Political Bureau of the CPC Central Committee, Minister of the Publicity Department of the CPC Central Committee, and Chairman of the Organizing Committee of the Conference on Dialogue of Asian Civilizations.
尊敬的习近平主席
Distinguished Secretary General
和夫
Xi
人
Jinping
彭丽媛女
and
士
Madame Peng Liyuan,
尊敬的各国元首
distinguished
政
heads
府
of
首脑
states and
国际
governments,
组织负责人
and
夫妇
also the
各位
couples
嘉
of
宾
international
女士们
organizations.
先生们
Distinguished guests,
朋友们
ladies and
大家
gentlemen,
晚上
dear
好
friends, good evening.
今晚的亚洲文化嘉
Tonight,
年华活动
the Asian
以
Culture
新春
Carnival
嘉年华
is themed
共
under
圆亚洲梦为主
celebration of
题
youth and the dream
生
of
动
Asia.
展现
It
亚洲
will
文明的
vividly exhibit
风采魅
the
力，
splendor
展示
and charm
亚
of
洲文
Asian
明与
civilizations
世界文明
and
的
also the
交融
interaction
互
of
动。
Asian civilization with the
现在
world's
让我
civilizations.
们以热
Now
烈的
let's
掌
give a
声
big hand
欢迎
to
中华
the
人民
General
共和国
Secretary
主
of the
席
People's
习
Republic
近
of
平
China,
致辞。
Xi Jinping, to deliver the remarks.
各位来宾，
Your
女士们、
esteemed
先生们、
guests,
朋
ladies
友
and
们，
gentlemen, dear friends,
大家晚上好。
good evening.
孟夏时节，
In the first month of
夜空
summer,
浩瀚
the starry sky at night
在
is
这个万
magnificent.
物并秀的
In
日子里，
this booming season,
来自亚洲
the
各国的
guests
嘉宾、艺
from
术家
Asian countries, together
青年朋
with
友
artists
共
and
聚一堂，
youngsters, are gathering here
以嘉年华的形式，
in the form
共
of
享
the Asian
欢乐
Culture
祥和
Carnival.
的
We're
文化
gonna
节日。
celebrate this joyful culture
首先，
festival. First of all,
我谨代表中国政
on
府和
behalf
中国
of the
人民，
Chinese government and the Chinese people,
对各国嘉宾和
I
艺术
would
家
love
们
to
的到来
extend
表
our
示热
warm
烈的
welcome
欢
to the
迎。
guests and artists from all nations.
繁花春满园，
Flowers fill the spring
群
garden,
生则锦
and
绣。
everything comes back to life.
亚洲各国都有古老
All
灿烂的
Asian
文化，
nations are home to
既独树一
ancient
帜，
and splendid
各领
civilizations.
风骚，
They are unique in themselves
又
and
和谐共
remarkable
生，
as a whole.
交
They
相辉映。
reinforce each other in harmony.
亚洲文明的多样
The
性，
diversity of Asian
赋予了
civilizations
亚洲文化
renders the Asian
更为
cultures
丰富的色彩，
richer, more
更加
colorful,
持久的生命力。
and more vibrant.
今晚，
Tonight,
姹紫嫣红的
such
亚
a
洲
beautiful
文化之
flower
花
of Asian culture
将尽
will
情绽
burst
放，
into bloom to the
艺
full.
术将跨越
Art
民族，
Will
穿透
transcend the
心灵，
ethnic boundary, connect
沟通
hearts,
思想，
and bridge
向
ideas,
世界展现一个
presenting to the whole
光
world
彩
a
动人的
shining
亚
Asia,
洲，活力澎
a
湃的亚洲，
dynamic Asia,
和平进
and
步
a
的亚
peaceful
洲。
Asia in progress.
中国人自
The
古就
Chinese
推崇
have always
亲人善
championed
邻，
the concepts
国
of
之宝也。
benevolence and good neighborliness,
亲望亲好、
as well as the
邻望邻
idea
好等思想。
that a good relative or neighbor shall
中国
hope
人
for the
民
best for the others.
真诚希望
The Chinese people
亚洲各
sincerely
国
hope
守望
that
相
all
助，
nation countries
同
could
舟
look after
共济，
each other and ride on the same
在
boat
世界
while
前
we
进
are
的步伐中
marching
前
forward
进，
along with the world's progress,
在世界
and
发展的
while
潮
we
流
are
中发
developing
展。
ourselves along
携
with the
手共
international
创
trend.
亚
Let us
洲
join hands
和世
together
界
to co-create a
更
better
加
future
美
for
好的
Asia
未
and
来。
the world.
女士们、先
Ladies
生
and
们、朋友
gentlemen, dear
们，
friends,
现在
now
我宣布，
I declare
亚洲
that the
文化嘉
Asian
年华活
Culture
动
Carnival
正
performance
式开始。
officially starts.
观众朋友们，今天亚洲各个国家的艺术家在我们的舞台上汇聚。
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight artists from different countries in Asia are gathering here. Please welcome.
首先，迎面向我们走来的是阿富汗、
Afghanistan,
亚美尼亚、
Armenia,
阿塞拜疆、
Azerbaijan,
孟加拉、
Bangladesh,
不丹、
Bhutan,
巴林、
Bahrain,
文莱、
Brunei Darussalam,
柬埔寨、
Cambodia,
印度尼西亚、
Indonesia,
印度、
India,
伊朗、
Iran,
伊拉克、
Iraq,
以色列、
Israel,
约旦、
Jordan,
日本、
Japan,
哈萨克斯坦、
Kazakhstan,
吉尔吉斯斯坦、
Kyrgyzstan,
韩国、
Republic of Korea,
沙特阿拉伯、
Saudi Arabia,
科威特、
Kuwait,
老挝、
Laos,
黎巴嫩、
Lebanon,
马来西亚、
Malaysia,
马尔代夫、
Maldives,
蒙古、
Mongolia,
缅甸、
Myanmar,
尼泊尔、
Nepal,
阿曼、
Oman,
巴基斯坦、
Pakistan,
菲律宾、
the Philippines,
巴勒斯坦、
Palestine,
朝鲜、
Democratic People's Republic of Korea,
卡塔尔、
Qatar,
新加坡、
Singapore,
斯里兰卡、
Sri Lanka,
叙利亚、
Syria,
泰国、
Thailand,
塔吉克斯坦、
Tajikistan,
土库曼斯坦、
Turkmenistan,
东帝汶、
Timor-Leste,
土耳其、
Turkey,
阿联酋、
United Arab Emirates,
乌兹别克斯坦、
Uzbekistan,
越南、
Vietnam,
也门、
Yemen,
让我们欢迎中国。
please welcome China.
感谢亚洲各国青年朋友们为我们带来的精彩开场。此时此刻，只有4个字可以形容我们的心情，那就是震撼人心。
这是我们的亚细亚。亲爱的朋友们，刚刚演奏的是中国交响乐团、中央歌剧院交响乐团以及来自亚洲各国的乐手所组成的亚洲联合乐团，指挥汤沐海，钢琴郎朗。再次掌声，感谢各位。
What a spectacular performance! A round of applause for the great music brought to you by musicians from China National Symphony Orchestra, China National Opera House Symphony Orchestra, and countries around Asia, conducted by汤沐海. At the piano, Lang Lang. Let's give them a big hand!
5月的北京，花团锦簇
5月的鸟巢，星光涌动。
来吧，亲爱的伙伴，这是亚洲的青春之夜，这是青春的狂欢时刻。
First up, ladies and gentlemen, are dancers from different countries in Asia. They will be joining Chinese colleagues for this passion of joy.
亲爱的朋友们，接下来让我们掌声欢迎来自亚洲各国的舞蹈艺术家，与中国艺术家一起，用火之激情点亮
火火的亚洲。
Indonesia. Lebanon.
اشتقنا لبنان تبكي والليل طول نغني وعتاب وصاري فطول اشتقنا لبنان تبكي والليل طول نغني وعتاب وصاري فطول بلدي معنا وميجانا والهوارة والروزانا
Turkey.
阿塞拜疆。
Azerbaijan.
有请塔吉克斯坦。
Tajikistan.
有请俄罗斯。
Russia.
有 有请中国
and China. Thank you.
谢谢，亲爱的朋友们，接下来我们要为大家请出的是5位活跃在亚洲歌坛的青春歌手，他们是新加坡歌手林俊杰。
Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Singapore, JJ Ling.
越南歌手杜氏青花。
From Vietnam, Do To Ho.
以色列歌手艾登霍兰。
From Israel, Eden Holland.
韩国影星 Rain。
From ROK, Rain.
以及我们中国歌手张杰。
And from China, Zhang Jie. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime.
来吧，有请各位。
Lights up the east as one, we turn our gaze to its glory. To the down, raining up, hearts and the heavens. With pride and rain, the first on the planet, cheering the new days. Neighbors at the edge of
谢谢。今天，亚洲各国千帆竞发，百舸争流，梦想的力量让世界瞩目最具发展活力和潜力的亚洲。我们在高山之巅呼唤新亚洲，我们在大洋之上扬帆新亚洲。
我们就是新亚洲，鼓舞飞扬，激荡出奋斗者的交响。新亚洲就是我们，百舸竞渡，共同开创文明新辉煌。
Up next, ladies and gentlemen, artists from Japan and ROK who will be joining Chinese drummers for this percussion show, the Grand Regatta. 接下来，掌声有请来自日本和韩国的艺术家和中国鼓手一起，在这片激情飞扬的舞台上，擂响活力四射的亚洲之鼓。谢谢 ，Thank you。 亚洲是人类文明的发祥地，中国古代的丝绸之路正是这样一条文明之路。无论是在陆地还是海洋，处处都有彼此友好往来的足迹。而今天，古老的丝绸之路已经踏入了21世纪的征程，“一带一路”正绽放新的光彩。
从大写意迈向工笔画，不断扩大的朋友圈正在为亚洲以及世界各国发展提供着新的机遇。亲爱的朋友们，接下来您将欣赏到的是美丽的丝路使者为您送上的手姿舞蹈《丝路绽放》。
Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is a hand dance show, Silk Road Blossoms.
美焕，谢谢。亲爱的朋友们，我们都知道京剧是中国传统文化当中的重要代表。每逢宾客至啊，我们总要请好朋友们看一出精彩的大戏，这也让越来越多的外国朋友了解了京剧，并爱上了京剧呢。
是啊，京剧不仅是我们中国的国粹，也在2010年被正式列入人类非物质文化遗产代表作名录。Next, ladies and gentlemen, is a Peking opera show which is not only a Chinese cultural gem, but it was also included in UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage List in 2010.
今天是一场文明交流的盛会，我们当然要请八方宾朋看一场中国大戏。我们接下来要请出的是中国的戏曲名家袁慧琴、杜振杰、史一红、康万生，以及生旦新秀外国友人，共同为大家带来一场盛世梨园。
And tonight, the best performers of the stage tradition will be joined by young artists and international enthusiasts for the medley, an era of prosperity.
朋友们，让我们一起为所有的演员齐声叫好！3、2、1，好！
谢谢各位艺术家精彩的表演。亲爱的朋友们，文明因交流而多彩，文明因互鉴而丰富。今晚不仅是亚洲各国的文化盛宴，更是世界闻名的绚丽舞台。
接下来，各位将会欣赏到的是意大利著名的作曲家贾科莫·普奇尼根据东方传说以及中国民歌《茉莉花》而创作的歌剧《图兰朵》当中的选段《今夜无人入睡》。
Now, ladies and gentlemen, please put our hands together to welcome tenor from Italy, Andrea Bocelli, and conductor from China, Tang Muhai. Sit back and relax and enjoy this world-famous Nessun Dorma. 各位，掌声有请意大利著名歌唱家安德烈·波切利指挥汤姆海。
Tu pure, o principe
亚细亚风情如画，勤劳勇敢的亚洲人民在劳动生活当中创造了多姿多彩的世界文明。今天的嘉年华既是亚洲大家庭的盛大聚会，也是各国文化交织绽放的一场视听盛宴。
Indeed, Asia is like a big family, and our family members from Cambodia, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Malaysia, Jordan, the Philippines, India, and China will take us through the lives and cultures of the big family, Asia.
亲爱的朋友们，接下来就请您跟随着来自柬埔寨、斯里兰卡、巴基斯坦、马来西亚、约旦、菲律宾、印度各国的艺术家们一起出发。他们将与中国演员同台演绎风格不同的经典作品，带您穿越让你流连忘返的亚洲风情。
के कमर तूने पहली नजर जब नजर से मिलाई मजा आ गया मेरे रश के कमर तूने पहली नजर जब नजर से मिलाई मजा आ गया मेरे रश के कमर तूने पहली नजर मेरे रश के कमर तूने पहली नजर जब नजर से मिलाई मजा सी गिर गई काम ही कर गई आग ऐसी लगाई मजा आ गया मेरे रश के कमर तूने पहली नजर जब नजर से मिलाई मजा आ गया मेरे रश के कमर तूने पहली नजर जब नजर से मिलाई मजा आ गया मेरे रश के कमर पहली नजर जब नजर से मिलाई मजा आ गया
tolong jolokan sayang Buddha baru belajar kalau salah tolong tunjukkan Pulau Pandan Jawa ke tengah Gunung Dayak bercabang tiga Mencoba dan digantung tanah Budi yang baik dikenang juga Rasa sayang rasa sayang sayang hey lihat zona jauh rasa sayang sayang rasa sayang rasa sayang sayang lihat zona jauh rasa sayang sayang
Warang-warang sakramahabahu Ading warang
شرفني عالصبحية القهوة عالنار عم ساويها بإيدي وينك يا جار شرفني عالصبحية القهوة عالنار عم ساويها بإيدي بعرف يا جار بتحب القهوة مرة القهوة عالنار من غير سكر بالمرة بعرف يا جار بتحب القهوة مرة القهوة عالنار من غير سكر بالمرة راحت مشوار أميتها تملي الجرة وخيات صغار وعشغله تسهل بي وينك يا جار شرفني عالصبحية القهوة عالنار عم ساويها بإيدي وينك يا جار شرفني عالصبحية القهوة عالنار عم ساويها بإيدي
Nais kong maihip ng hangin walang patutunghan parang ibong wala ring hangarin kundi ang lumipad ng lumipad nais kong lumipad nais ko ring maagos ng alon saan man mapadpad kahit nais ng mumuntiin hangali lumangoy ng lumangoy nais kong lumangoy nais kong malibot ang mundo sa kanyang kasulok-sulukan nais kong makita ang paligid kong puno ng kagandahan nais kong makadama ng kakaibang damdamin kahit minsan man lang
谢谢，让我们用热烈的掌声，让我们的现场再次沸腾吧！谢谢，亲爱的朋友们，中国功夫讲究刚柔并济、内外兼修，不仅让人叹为观止，更因为它拥有浓厚的神秘色彩而被世界所瞩目。很多动作电影当中，因为有了中国功夫而风靡全球。
在接下来的节目中，您就将感受到中国武术与千年古琴在今晚的舞台交相辉映。即将登场的还有大家所熟悉的成龙先生。
那就不要吝啬你的掌声和欢呼声吧，让我们一起来欣赏这一场天人合一、天地相融的文武大会。This next act is the charm of Chinese ink art. Please welcome artists led by Kung Fu star Jackie Chan.
人之美，美美与共，天下大同。美美与共，天下大同。美美与共，天下大同。天下大同。
转轴拨弦，好一派青竹翠林间的中国功夫；
挥毫泼墨，好一个亚洲大地上的和合世界。
广袤丰饶的亚洲，民心相通。此刻，我们想用美好的祝福连接起山山水水，春风万里，温暖你。
海纳百川的亚洲，和而不同。此刻，我们想把真诚的祝福分享给远亲近邻，文明之花献给你。
Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is a grand dance program sending out blessings to a beautiful Asia. 让我们共同祝愿亚洲吉祥，吉祥亚洲。
谢谢。青春亚洲，时不我待，亚洲青春扑面而来。有理想、有担当的青年朋友们，请竖起大拇指，为自己点赞。今晚是属于我们的亚洲时刻。
Indeed, young friends, this is your moment. This is your evening. Enjoy the night.
新亚洲，新时代，舞动青春，畅想未来。接下来这个节目就送给青春澎湃的你们，一起来感受青春亚洲。
A youthful Asia.
接下来，让我们有请来自希腊、中国、印度、叙利亚、秘鲁5国歌唱家与来自亚洲众多国家的国标舞者一起，为我们带来有意地久天长
Next, let's welcome artists from Greece, China, India, Syria, and Peru to bring us Auld Lang Syne, accompanied by ballroom dancers from across Asia.
谢谢。今晚，鸟巢的上空闪耀着绚丽的文明之光，在这你中有我，我中有你的时刻，我们希望每一位宾朋都能度过一个愉快的夜晚。
接下来，让我们有请来自中国的歌唱家殷秀梅、严维文、魏松、周晓琳、张靓颖，以及来自哈萨克斯坦的迪玛希。Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome artists from China, Yin Xiumei, Yan Weiwen, Wei Song, Zhou Xiaoling, Jane Zhang, and from Kazakhstan, Dimash, and performers from Thailand and Laos for this sound specially made for all of you guests from afar. Please stay.
他们将与来自泰国和老挝的表演者一起，用动人的歌声、曼妙的舞姿，向亚洲、向世界发出文明古国、礼仪之邦的盛情邀请。远方的客人，
请你留下来。
谢谢艺术家们，亲爱的朋友们，亚洲文明和和与共，共度恢宏瑰丽的昨天。
亚洲文明美美与共，共创令人振奋的今天。
亚洲文明命运与共，共赴精彩可期的明天。
怀揣着同一个梦想的亚洲各国青年，要用青春之光点亮未来。
Let our dreams and youthful power light up the future. It's the splendor of Asia.
尊敬的各位贵宾、女士们、先生们，亚洲各国的青年朋友们，亚洲文化嘉年华到这里就全部结束了。 祝习近平主席和夫人彭丽媛女士，祝各国领导人夫妇、各国嘉宾和朋友们晚安。
And with that, we come to the end of the Asian Culture Carnival. Thank you for your time. Good night. Goodbye.
Oh, that's a nice wrap at the end, Doni.
Indeed, very exciting, splendid show. The actors, the singers, and the lightings. Oh my God.
Everything was just dazzling and spectacular. We were all anticipating a gala, a variety show, but now I know why this is called an Asian Culture Carnival. It's a real carnival. It reminds me of the carnival in Rio de Janeiro.
Exhibition of all the Asian cultures. And this is the venue where the 2008 Olympic Games happened, and now it's like another Olympic Games of culture.
Just look at the sheer size of the stage.
No competitions, but only exhibitions. That's
and cooperation.
And cooperation, indeed. And the world we are facing now is full of uncertainties and conflicts. And I think the best way out here is to find something in common among different countries in the region. And that, I think, according to what President Xi Jinping said at the beginning of this grand evening gala, that it's a culture and art which transcends the boundaries, it transcends national borders. And that's the best way to connect all the culture, all the nations together.
Absolutely. I also love what he said about we as Chinese, as Asians, we hope the best for others, for other nations. And that's very important. The magnanimity of your heart, the sheer size of your heart, because the bigger the size of your heart determines the size of your world.
Exactly. Now let's get back to our guests today to see how they feel about this evening gala. So Victor, I'll start with you. So how do you think of this carnival tonight, the gala evening?
I'm short of words. Splendid, magnificent, exciting.
That's kind of rare from you.
Exhilarating, but it's truly a great performance, and I think it involved so many countries, and I would say each team is really putting forward its best foot, and this enabled every country involved to demonstrate the best part of their culture and civilization, and indeed this builds up the momentum that Asia is one Asia, even though we are very diversified from one region to another, and we are all Asians, and in a grander sense, we are all human beings. We are living in one world, we are living in one globe, and this is truly a global village. So tear down the national barriers and let's really get united and let's integrate, let's respect the diversity, but really work towards the shared future of mankind.
Of all that is that a platform now is provided for all those happening, isn't it?
Absolutely. I think I understand this is the first time when Asian countries really join hands and give a performance like this, and I will not be surprised that it will not be the last one. It will probably become an annual event, hopefully, or biannual event, and other countries will more and more participate. And this time it's in Beijing. Maybe it will be in New Delhi, for example, or Bombay,
why not?
Or several other countries, for example. And I hope eventually we Asians will really build up this conscientiousness or concept of being Asian, and we are very much a part of the world. And as President Xi Jinping emphasized again and again, we are really building up a community of shared future of mankind.
And it's very important to realize that this conference right here, this is not just a platform, an economic platform, a social platform, it is also a cultural platform. We're going back to the very beginning, through cultures. We're speaking to each other, as we've seen through the gala tonight, through song and dance. I want to ask you, Professor Singh, you are here literally for the conference. Now,
That's right.
what took your breath away tonight?
I think, as you said, dazzling is the word for the evening, this carnival. So I am now a bit envious because delegates like me do not get to intermingle just as much as these artists have obviously done. I understand to perform at Bird's Nest, these are all very celebrated people who have sort of enormous experience in their own field. And the way they were mingling together, then they were merging, there were multiple nations performing together. And the carnival sense, I think, in that spirit, not only showed how much common they share, but that common, how much enriching that is to the souls of people who are there together. I think that carrying those memories of positive spirit that exists. And that is what culture brings out in some of these interactions. And I understand that many of them have become friends for a long time. And that is what culture does to all of us. I think in that sense, putting culture forward is something which is a very, very important initiative here. And I agree with my friend Victor that this could be continued. And of course, India is the next door large society to China. And of course, that will be important to see that China and India come together when it comes to talking about civilizations, talking together. And excellent performance for the evening, enormous energy. I particularly enjoyed the fact that they were sort of performing multinational troops were doing it together. And I especially was enamored with the peacock dance. I think I love peacocks, so that was particularly very beautiful. Entirely enormously enthrallment, I think, is what most people must have experienced sitting during the evening there.
Right, and Indian movies used to be very popular in China in 1980s and 90s, and now the Bollywood movies are popular once again in China. So with those cultural products prevailing in China and Chinese movies prevailing in India, hopefully, the cultural communications are built up just like that, indeed. Right. And Victor, talking about art, what kind of Chinese art do you like the best?
Well, I actually like Peking opera. Believe it or not.
You enjoy
and
the
I
Peking
really
opera
enjoy
part?
that segment about Peking opera, and I hope we will give more and more performances of Peking opera to visiting international figures, for example, and hopefully when next time President Trump of the United States visits China again, he will get to see the Peking opera. Yes.
Victor, let us know, what do you enjoy in particular about Peking opera in relation to what's happening right here, to what's happening right now?
Well, actually, Peking opera, all the actors and actresses are very sophisticated. They need to be very good at martial art. They need to be very good at singing, at dancing, for example. And also, they also need to learn a lot about history. So it's not just opera for opera's sake. It's very much immersed in Chinese culture, Chinese tradition, and I would say they represent the best characters and the best traditions of the Chinese civilization. In that sense, I think watching a Peking opera performance by people like me, for example, is really bringing us back to the Chinese history and the highs and the lows and how a person in the Chinese character need to perform and need to conduct him or herself in glories or in great difficulties.
Right, a lot of Chinese ancient wisdoms embodied in that art form, indeed. Well, thank you very much for the wonderful discussions. Indeed, with gentlemen, Professor Swaran Singh from Jawaharlal Nehru University in New Delhi and Victor Gao, a current affairs commentator. Thank you very much, gentlemen. And with all that, we come to the end of today's special coverage on the Asian Culture Carnival.
Absolutely. And please stay tuned for more coverage of the conference on Dialogue of the Asian Civilizations right here on CGTN.
Indeed, a lot to come up. Indeed, the Cultural Week, the week of food, Asian food, and a lot to expect indeed. All right, thank you very much for watching our special coverage on the Asian Cultural Carnival. Bye for now. I'm Li Dongming.
And I'm Julian Watkins. Bye for now.
Thank you.